What's up, guys? It's Acro Brandon here, and welcome to my kitchen table. It's okay, I'm lucky. The girlfriend is gone for the weekend, so I can leave it looking like my workstation and clean it up later. Anyways, I'm about to start building my first DIY electric skateboard. I love my Meepo, but it's time to go bigger, better, faster, more torque, a little bit of everything. As you can see, I'm in shambles, so I'm just gonna show you all the different parts that I've got currently, and then I'll do a separate little breakdown on each one. So, don't mind this mess here. This battery is for something totally separate, but I might actually give it a quick try. But let's talk about what we've got first. We have the part list. You gotta have wheels, you gotta have trucks. You can either make your own enclosure, which I made an attempt to do with Kydex until I found one that was like $35 and came perfect and is already pre-molded out of ABS. You need to have a deck, you gotta have a motor, you need to have a Vesc or a controller, you need to have some kind of ignition switch to turn the board on and off. So some people use an anti-spark key. I didn't really want to go that route, so I found something else. What else are we missing? Grip tape, hardware, oh, and a motor mount, not to forget that as well, which I got a really cool one and I'm going to show it to you here. So let's talk about the wheels. I got these right here. These are some ABEC clones. They're 97 millimeters. Blue's my color. I got these off Amazon for $24. They're pretty big compared to the Meepo, which is 90 millimeters, so 7 millimeters extra in diameter, which I think is right, and they feel pretty good. So these are going to get me by in the meantime until I can actually afford a pair of some ABECs, legitimate like Superflies, which are running about $100, but this will get the process started, and yeah, this is going to be really cool. Then you got to have something to put the wheels on, right? So ergo trucks. So here we have the torque board trucks. These are 218 millimeter. I was going to go with the caliber 2s, which also work quite fine, but everybody's like, oh, just get the torque boards. They're extra wide in case you want to go 6374 motor. It'll hold both of them. Right now I've got a 6355 because I found a really good deal on it. We're going to see that next. But otherwise, these are great. If you are using regular wheels on this, you need to get a 10 millimeter spacer because otherwise, I don't even know if you can see this, but right under there you can see that there's extra space on the axle shaft from where the nut tightens. So you need to put a little spacer on there that is already disclosed on the website. Otherwise, if you had wider wheels with a wider core, it would fit perfect. So I've already started some of the pre-assembly process just because I wanted to see how things were going to line up. This is the motor that I got. It's a Maytech 6355. It has a sealed can, which is something that I really wanted because even though the motors are supposedly built to be weatherproof for the most part, I wanted something that would seal out dust, dirt, water, snow, just because I have to ride my board in all conditions. It's not really a choice, you know. It's a commuting board, but it's also going to be a fun commuting board. So I ended up getting this one off of eBay for $90, and it's brand new. And it has about 3,100 watts of power, according to the numbers. And I got it for 90. Normally they're 120 to 140 online, so I got this one for a steal. Then we have the motor mount. Okay, I'll put a link. I got this one off of eSkate from one of the members on there. He's been making them himself. They're made of aluminum and they're totally adjustable. They come with dual idlers, so you can adjust the tension on the belt. You can loosen this up so you can, you know, change the trajectory of the mount itself and the angle that it's on. And then on the back side there's a little adjuster. So I'm actually going to take this off today and spray paint it black with a little paint that I have downstairs. That way I can have everything looking super stealth. But yeah, so this is the motor mount. And I'll go through and review all of these products specifically and independently in a different video, but this is just more of an overview. But this was about $120 shipped right here just for one, motor being 90, and trucks were about $65. Otherwise, if you get the caliber 2s, you could probably get them from 40 to 50 bucks, depending on which color and what style you want. Also, can't forget about the other parts that are part of the motor mount. So for the kit, he sends you 2 of these. One goes on the inside, one goes on the outside of the wheel, and the bolts go through. Now, one of these has a slightly larger hole than the other. I didn't know at first. because nobody told me, but the larger one goes on the inside so that it can clear the truck. the hanger part, right? Comes with a pulley, comes with a motor pulley, and then this is really nice. This is actually a case that goes over the pulley right in here, like so that your belt has protection from little bits and pieces. So that's really cool. That was part of the other thing that sold me on it. Then you gotta have a remote control. Now, to me, this looks like a Meepo remote, okay? And I wanted to use my Meepo remotes because I have like 3 of them laying around. Why do I want to buy another remote? Well, you need something that can sync. So most of the Meepo remotes are synced to an ESC or the basic like standard ESC chip, but you're gonna need a receiver like this. So I'm actually gonna try out one of the Meepo remotes and see if it'll sync with this receiver, because this little combo right here was $40. Some of the eSkate sites sell them for like 50, even a little bit more. So this was cheaper off of eBay. But on torque boards, they actually sell just the receiver, but they can't tell me whether or not a Meepo remote will actually sync with it. So I'm gonna try that and see what happens. And then you guys will find out and know that do you need, because this was only 16 bucks. So I could have saved $14 just buying this only and syncing a Meepo remote to it, which basically looks the same, except for the Meepo remote has a few extra lights up here to do battery display. This has a reverse mode right here, whereas on electric skateboards, they typically don't have reverse unless you really want to try and program it in. But I didn't want to take a chance spending 16 bucks. It can't sync, try and send it back and waste money on a restocking fee, or just dropping the 40 bones altogether. So I'll do the test for you guys, and you guys will be able to find out if you can save a few bucks just buying the receiver only. Then we've got the on-off switch. So I got this one from Miami Electric Boards. Some people sell them for 60 bucks. It has a little on-off switch. It's supposed to handle all the voltage up to 60 volts, up to 300 amps. Unfortunately, a day late and $1 short, I actually found these on Luna-Cycle for $40. So I could have saved 20 bucks. I was just scrubbing through some different posts, happened to find a link, exact same product for 20 bucks less. I'll put a link to that if I can find it again, but I would have rather spent 40 bucks. 40 bucks, no big deal. 60 bucks, do I want to spend 60 bucks or do I want to have an anti-spark key for 5? I would have rather spent 40. Then you got to have a Vesc, right? So I ended up getting a used but almost brand new Vesc. This is from Torque Boards. I got it from another member who was scared that, he had heard that torque board vests were unreliable. Most of the information that I've read is that if you have run a 10S, you'll be fine. If you're running a 12S, you'll be pushing it. Luckily, I'm running a 10. I got this, for 80 bucks and then shipping, so it was 87. So I saved a few bucks buying it used, even though it's brand new, but almost at the same time, I might have a couple Thok boxes coming, which cost even more. They're like 140 bucks, maybe 155, depending on where you get them, and if you're in it on group buy. So I may just have this in the meantime to like get things set up so I can get to riding and have my fix, and then when the Fox boxes come in, I'll swap those in, and then I'll sell this. So if you're looking for a used Vec that's going to be in good shape, I might have one for you. And last but not least, we need to have a case to house all of the electronics, the batteries, all that good stuff. So this is the one that I found. This is for a 12S 4P, bigger than the battery that I plan to have, but will still fit on the longboard deck that I have. I wanted this to have the extra space. Why cram everything if I don't have to, right? So this thing is built here. It has enough for like a 2-high battery. It has a little slot in the front, which I'm gonna glue some plastic or something in here. And then I'll put my electronics. I'll have a power switch, a light switch. I'll have my battery display meter that I've got. The inside's nice and deep. I'm going to do a separate review on this as well, like I said, with all the parts. But just to put things into perspective, so if this is a Vrusen kit, which at this point in time I don't really recommend using for the e-bike, because I tried to build a 10S 6P and I wasn't getting any range out of it. Different story. But if I put the Vrusen kit inside, with no rubber foam or anything elevating it off of the board deck at this point in time, it actually fits just perfectly inside there. So you could technically use a Vrusen kit to build a battery. This is only a 10S 2P right here, I feel like with a little bit of creativity, you could probably get a 10S4P just using a Vrusen kit. And the Vrusen kits really, consume a lot of space because of the connectors. But I figure, whatever, if you turned it sideways, I could get at least 4, even a 5. Could I get 10 in here? Of 10S5P? 1, 2, 3, no, maybe a 6 using this kit. Unless you got really creative with the space. So yeah, this thing's working really good. I have this cheap deck off a skate shred I got for like 40, 50 bucks, and this actually contours it just right. So look, those are all the parts. Tomorrow, I'm gonna start doing most of the assembly process, so I'll be documenting that as well. So if you like what you're seeing so far, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, more information to come. And you're probably gonna see shit go wrong and things go right, and this is what it's about. I don't really know what I'm doing. All I've read is everything off of the internet. I don't have anybody to help me. Tons of YouTube videos, tons of forums. We're about to make it happen. All right, thanks guys.